big thank you to Apollo Projects for providing the funding.
It's really helped our kids to have more opportunities.
Gaining the extra funding really goes a long way to providing opportunities.
We are low on the socioeconomic index, so our students haven't got $200 when we're going away for these trips.
Students often miss out on opportunities because of the financial commitment.
More often than not, the student has to give up their sport.
With the funding from Apollo Projects, we've been able to lower travel costs to allow more students to participate in secondary school competitions.
Your generosity has enabled us to enable these students, be able to play in these sports, be able to just be the best versions of themselves.
We're really grateful, and I cannot express that enough about how and what it means to us.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Want to catch a fuel bargain with Caltex and Supergold? Scan your Caltex app, Flybuys or Airpoints for 6 cents off per litre with Pumped. And show your Supergold card for an extra 2 cents off. Ah, feels good.
Since 2022, New Zealand Carbon Farming has been a partner in our School Sports Series, which is a collection of national sporting events that are held throughout New Zealand. They've also committed significant funding to help local schools and the communities that they're a part of so they can achieve more with their sport programs.
Having this funding, being able to use it specifically targeting sport and to promote sport in schools is hugely beneficial.
As a small rural school, obviously travel is an issue for us. We compete often in the Waikato.
We're a community who's driven by sport, but often money and the cost of travel and cost of accommodation and uniform can be a barrier for some of our students.
Our students are in an area where money is tight and opportunities for them is minimal, so creating more opportunities at school for our students to participate in sport is what we're wanting to do.
So to be able to have the support of New Zealand Carbon Farming has been fantastic this year.
We are very grateful for the funding. It's going to help a lot of our students here at Tikuti High School, especially one of our students, Callum Headley. He has made the New Zealand Kia Orahi team.
I'd just like to thank New Zealand Carbon Farming for their support of the college. Without the support, we wouldn't be able to offer everything we do to the students.
Huge thank you to New Zealand Carbon Farming. Certainly the opportunities and the sponsorship that's been provided is pretty crucial for our school.
Big thanks to New Zealand Carbon Farming for everything they've done for us. Without them, then we wouldn't look like this.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.
Kia ora, tana koutou, nā mai, haere mai. Hello and welcome to the Gully Field here at New Plymouth Boys High School for today's Super 8 Schools First 15 match between New Plymouth Boys High School, the host school, Te Kura Taumatani o Namautu, and Gisborne Boys High School. The Maori word for Gisborne is Tite Ra Fiti, which basically means the coast of the sunrise, and that meaning since the region is the first place in New Zealand to see the sunrise each day. And joining me in commentary today is Jack Karifi, the Director of Rugby here at New Plymouth Boys High School. Welcome, Jack.
Yeah,
Kia ora koutou, nau mai, haere mai, kia ora Kevin. What a wonderful day.
Yes, indeed, a wonderful day. It's very a good day for running rugby. The ground is in good condition. The sun is shining, and we're looking for a good match. This is the final Super 8 game for both teams this season, so it should be a good match. There's plenty at stake today.
You know, Kevin, being the last game of the year, I'm sure a lot of these young men will want to leave a great impression going forward to next year.
Well, there's plenty of Year 13 boys in both teams. Plymouth Boys High have several, and Gisborne Boys again have several Year 13 boys, and they want to finish their Super 8 season on a high. This will be the last time several boys at this school, New Plymouth Boys High, will be playing on the gully field, so we're looking for a good game. Now, this game was originally scheduled around about round 5 on June the 24th, but it had to be postponed until today simply because the extensive damages that were inflicted on the region by Cyclone Gabriel and the flooding they've had throughout the first part of this year. The roads were closed, the training fields were closed, so it's been a tough task for the Gisborne Boys High School this year, hasn't it, Jack?
It's been rough everywhere, and especially Gisborne Boys High School. And looking at today's game, Kevin, when there's no pressure in any game, especially today, we're going to see a good running game today.
I agree. I'm sure you'll see a flowing game of rugby because, as we said before, this is their final game and they want to finish off in style. Just as background records, these two schools have played 27 times together. Gisborne Boys High School have been victorious on 18 occasions. The Plymouth Boys High School have won 9. And the last result last year at the Rectory Field over in Gisborne, it was a win to Gisborne Boys High, 22 points to 19. So most times these teams play each other. It's a pretty close contest.
Yeah, it's been very close in the last few games between the two schools. But today, as I said, there's no pressure in this game today, and I'm sure we're going to go and throw everything at the game today.
Yes, indeed. And both these schools have produced many fine rugby players over the years. Gisborne Boys High has had a strong connection through Taranaki. After they've left Gisborne Boys High, several players, and you'd know that too, Jack, have come over to Taranaki and got into the senior rugby scene here.
Yes, relationship like this we need to continue, and we're very thankful that they love to come to the mighty Taranaki, and so it may continue.
Yeah, well, that strong connection, Tom Cairns, the principal of Gisborne Boys High School, he's been a key factor there in promoting his top Gisborne Boys High First 15 players to come over and experience Taranaki Club Rugby. So thank you, Tom. That's great to have that connection with this city and with this school. The teams will be coming out onto the field shortly. Just to go over the Super 8 results, both teams this far have not managed to secure a win. It's pretty unfortunate. Both played some pretty good rugby at times, but the win has been pretty elusive. The Gisborne Boys High School team, they've played against Napier. They've lost 29-5. Rotorua, they lost 42-22. Hastings, they lost 26-19. Hamilton, they lost in a very close game for the Moaska Cup, 25-17. That was at the Rectory Field. They lost to Tauranga 48-10. And they lost also to Palmerston North Boys High 59-21. The Plymouth Boys High, on the other hand, they lost to Hamilton 64-14. They lost to Tauranga 50 points to 17. Palmerston North Boys High, they went down 21-11. Hastings was close 17-7. Napier, they lost 41-21. They had a very good first half in that game, but just couldn't hold on. And they lost just last week to Rotorua 73-0. Rightio, so the teams are up on the screen now as we run through the Plymouth Boys High School team. You'll see the names. We're not going to go through them all, but some players of note. They've got a very good locking combination. Ethan Potros and Sean O'Sullivan, both Year 13 boys. Powerful front row also. They're all Year 13 boys. They want to put on a good performance today. Capable back row. That's the Kapu Muru. Reeve Nally and Riley Mitchell, I expect them to be getting through a lot of work today. They've got a capable 9 and 10 combination as well, and Harry Fever and Jack Wiseman. Good midfield combination as well, and very speedy outside backs. Moving on to the Gisborne Boys High School team. They also have a very strong front row, all Year 13 players. They have very capable locking partnership in Joe Kemp and Ruben Faiteri. Reuben Faitieri has played over 30 games for Gisborne Boys High School. Their back row sees their co-captain Braith Ingram having his 31st cap today, and in the back line of note is Puna Hihi, co-captain. He's up to his 41st cap for the first 15 for Gisborne Boys High. They have some good young players in 9 and 10, year 12 and 13. Liam Betty and Kari Christie will probably be a key factor today, and they have exciting wingers in Tamuki Stewart and Leach Waihi. Okay, the coach for the Gisborne Boys High School team is Dwayne Hihi. Their main sponsors are JT Contractors, Cox Co and Tauranga Health. The Plymouth Boys High, on the other hand, their coach Ray McDonald, he's joined the school in the last 12-18 months in coaching this team. Chris Luke will assist them, and also Sam Moore, the headmaster of the school, is involved in the coaching capacity. Their matchday sponsor, Centuria, a property management financial firm in New Plymouth. So if you've ever got any ideas of being involved in having a property or having a slice of a property, they will manage it for you. They're well known throughout New Zealand in managing property. So we're awaiting the teams to come on the field before we can start this match. This is the final Super 8 match for both teams. After today, winner takes all. Well, they don't take anything. They'll probably be 7th in the competition, and the team that loses will have the wooden spoon for this year. Gisborne Boys High School, Jack, unfortunately haven't had a win in the last 2 years.
No, not really, but there's a lot of promising players in that team, so we heard, and especially in the front row of Malosiloa Falealo and Levi Cameron and Torrance Cripp. So I'm sure, like most teams, the platform will be set well in the front, and hopefully we'll see some more running games from those guys.
The Moaska Cup is always a pride that most teams like to have at some stage in their rugby playing days. The Plymouth Boys High were lucky enough to have that Moaska Cup in 1972 and 1974. Gisborne Boys High, on the other hand, managed to have that cup in 1983 and 1993. As the teams are now on the field, the Gisborne Boys High in their black and red strip, as they're starting to line up to prepare for their haka, as we await the New Plymouth Boys High team coming down now, as they normally do, through the tunnel, through the goalpost. They walk through that, then they start to jog into the middle of the field, led by their captain, Reeve Nelly. "35 minutes per half for these teams. So the teams are now ready for the traditional hakas. The moment of silence that you see in the middle of the field now is for Tane Norton, an All Black who passed away recently, or just last week, at 81 years of age. It's good to see the youth of our rugby, honouring that man who played so many games for the All Blacks and was a great servant of New Zealand rugby.
Kevin, he was a wonderful player, and not only a player on the rugby field, but a leader, a great leader of men. And I'm sure a lot of these boys weren't born when he was around, but they'll read all about it, and it's great to see them honouring a great man.
Plymouth Boys High in their traditional huddle, awaiting the haka. Well, there you have, the challenge has been set down. Both schools close to each other, face to face, staring each other out. This is going to be a great game.
I think it's going to be a great game, Kevin, to transfer that passion right there onto the field, onto the game in the next minute or so. It will be amazing.
Yeah, it's important they take their passion that they've shown in the haka and be composed right from the start well and try and impose their will on the opposition and get some good patches of plays going early. It's a great day for running rugby. The sun is shining and I'm expecting to see a very good quality, high-level tempo game.
Just doing the little thing right from the beginning.
Rightio, ready to start this match. Gisborne Boys High will be playing from right to left as you view it on the screen. And it'll be there, number 10, Kiari Christie, year 12 student, to set this game alight. The whistle is gone, we're underway. Short kick-off, taken cleanly by the New Plymouth player. New Plymouth will get the first chance to play with the ball. They go into contact. Good recycled ball as they move to the short side quickly. Yeah, they're going to spread it coming back this way. The pod was in place, but the ball was knocked on. Gisborne has the chance to, good re-rungy there, good turnover. Gisborne make a good strike. Good recycled ball here as well. Gisborne pressing up to the 22. Good backdoor play as they spread it wide here. Quick pop-off pass. Tip-off pass, but same way attack. Meeting good resistance and attack with there, but still managing to get a good drive with his legs to set up recycled ball. It's about 6 or 7 phases now with Gisborne in control as they work to move the short side. Taking up the space there, looking for a hole. Trying to get his winger into space on the outside. Gisborne still in control as they push forward, close to the try line. But just when they needed to get that extra continuity, Jack, they spilled the ball and the penalty was the result.
Yeah, Gisborne were very unlucky there, Kevin. They recycled that ball really well. Their front row forwards were carrying it really, really strong, but were just very unlucky there with no support at the end.
Yeah, they did need a bit more support when it was needed, the final phase, but their carriers were strong, they were direct, and they recycled the ball well. They got 2 second ball, as we know, as we try to achieve in rugby, and put a lot of pressure on the New Plymouth team. First line out of this morning's game is on the far side of the field. It'll be Marshall Sheehan to throw in. Good short side attack. Good support play here as they march up 5 or 6 metres. Good strong carry there, but met with a very strong defensive effort as well. You can see the New Plymouth Boys High team lined up for attack here, trying to go through the middle first. Coming back slowly though, slow ball. Good turnover, not to be though. Just in an offside position, I believe, Jack, as the penalty has been given.
Yeah, I think they had number, Gisborne had number at the breakdown, but I think they went over the ball and onto the ground.
Jack Wiseman with some good field position. Jack Wiseman, the number 10 for the New Plymouth side. This is second year in the team, playing at number 10 to Patuku. Plenty of talk in the line as it goes into Sean O'Sullivan. They set the try, the maul going forward. This is good, New Plymouth Boys High School. Nice and low, well-structured maul. It's spreading through the back line now, looking for some space. That was a good rolling maul, Kokiri Topu, wasn't it, Jack? They marched up about 10 metres.
That was really, really wonderful. And the good thing about that, Kevin, it was a quick ball from there, but it was just a couple of hands that went behind that let them down.
Yeah, correct assessment there. They need to be a bit more accurate on the pass, the marker. That pass has to be in front. Pass for the player, not to the player. Get him to run onto the ball. Get that bodies in motion, all from players in support. But New Plymouth do have the scrum from that breakdown and a good attacking position here. Harry Fever. Joel Parr at the back, the scrum's turning, but it does come clear on the short side. Trying to put their speedy Jackson Steele into space on the left wing. But the Gisborne defence is willing. They're getting up and shutting down their space.
I really like what I'm seeing here today. We're moving the ball from end to end, and there are a lot of hands on the ball, which is exciting to see. They just need to minimise those little mistakes and get that ball over the white line.
Correct, Jack. there's some good rugby being played already. Both teams are really keen to put on a final statement for their season. Your Plymouth Boys High will have one more game though. They do have the opportunity to play against either the winner of Rotorua or Tauranga to go forward for the top 4. That's on August the 19th, but this is their final game on the famous Gully Field for this year. Reasonable crowd, and also Jack, to watch this game.
It's a beautiful day, Kevin, and it's so good to see the local people out to support their local team. And yeah, so far so good.
So another chance for New Plymouth. Namutu from the scrum. Nonoku. Harry Fever, Year 12 student at halfback. Looking for the double around. He did that well, but the connecting pass was spilled. It's a turnover to Gisborne. Nice little return ball as they try to find some space, but the ref will come back because the advantage did not last that long. So Gisborne will feed the scrum now. There's been a lot of movement already in this game, Jack, and both teams are trying to, get everyone involved.
Definitely right, Kevin. It's been a lot of movement on the ball, good hands on the ball, and a lot of players they look excited about today, and hopefully, and I feel that something's going to happen very, very soon. One of these teams is going to break up.
So it's Liam Beattie, Year 12 student for Gisborne, with the feed to the scrum. It's turned. Plymouth applying quite a bit of heat in that scrum. Just really working all of their forwards to try and secure themselves a penalty. There's a lot of chatter out there on the field too, Jack. They're obviously communicating well, as we say, the comms. They're making sure that everyone is aware of what's going on.
Yeah, we talk about that passion from the haka when they start, and he's definitely seeing it right there. And I think the scrum is about even there, even though Boys High came on top of that last one.
Steady platform was required here for Gisborne as they move on the short side. Good cut-out pass. But that kick kind of went off the side of his boot, but it's given New Plymouth an opportunity to throw to this line out. Marcel Sheehan to do this job. New Plymouth have opted for a 5-man line out, just varying things around a bit, I believe, maybe even 4-man now. It's a good contest, set piece, the line out. There's a bit of movement there as they go in, but it's been won by Gisborne. Turnover now. Well done, New Plymouth. You got in there and scurried over the ball. Good chance to attack here from New Plymouth as they spread it wide. Good overlap looking likely now. Good fend. Working into Gisborne territory. Just when they needed to get that ball, Jack, yet again at the breakdown.
Yes, it's all about the breakdown, Kevin, and it's either New Plymouth Boys High or Gisborne. They're doing really, really well. It's just getting those numbers at the right moment.
Yeah, there's plenty of mahi going on out there in this game. Plenty of work. Both teams relishing the opportunity to play on a dry pitch and the sun shining on their back, their last game in the Super 8 competition.
Thank you!
So we'll have Noah Torrance Cribb, booker for the Gisborne team. They've started to condense their line out, nice off the top play. What can Gisborne do with this? They've made it into their strong number 12, Punahihi, co-captain. He set the first contact zone. Short side attack now looking promising. Looking for space, looking for some support. Probably held on the ball a little bit too long, but they've recycled it now. Nice little tip-on pass from Braith Ingram, the co-captain. Good backdoor play. Finding some space, yes, that's the young fella Punahihi, having his 41st cap for the Gisborne Boys today. He must have been in the team for a few years to rack up that number. Good crisp passing here from Gisborne as they try and get some leg drive as they hit the ruck situation. It's on the deck now, the ball. And clearly, he put him off his feet, trying to secure that.
I like the way Gisborne Boys are playing at the moment, Kevin. They've got some... they're one of the front row on each side of the field, and they're cutting it up right at the edge. And if they win that recycled ball, they look dangerous from then on.
Oh, they certainly do. They've got capable players in all positions across the park, and you know, the results that the season we spoke about earlier, it doesn't necessarily mean they haven't played good rugby. In the game of rugby, it can suddenly get away from you and teams can suddenly have a big score on you, but both these sides have some very capable players on the park today. In fact, Gisborne Boys High School and New Plymouth Boys High School have, you know, produced some very quality players who have gone on to represent both their country, under 21s. You know, New Zealand secondary schools, they've both had a very, very strong, proud tradition of producing quality players. Right, Gisborne now with the ball on the hand, looking for some opportunities. Nice work out there from the Gisborne boys as they clean it out. Braith Ingram taking the first contact. Liam Beattie calling for the ball at halfback. Yeah, good turnover there for the New Plymouth team. Rero Hanga. That contest at the breakdown is so crucial. If you get there early and you get the support players and you get your hands on the ball, you've got to have a chance to win it for your team. Nice steady scrum. This one as Harry Fever sets it off into Wiseman. Good return ball to second five, which would be, of course, Ollie Cole or Valami Uromba. Good breakout through the middle here. Stepping and fending at will. Now they start to recycle. Ball is slow. Chip in behind, regathered. Jack Wiseman, left foot kick. He's laying it back for his team. They're clearly holding on, I believe, in that situation there, or maybe one of the support players coming in from the side.
Again, Kevin, we talked about the breakdown, and I think Gisborne are dominating that area at the moment. And that was a wonderful, strong stance there from a loose forward to win that ball for them. And now they're in the attacking position in the New Plymouth Boys High's half.
Agree. I mean, getting over the ball in that breakdown position, you know, having a wide base and your body in a good position is so crucial if you want to try and get a turnover. There's good support play as well in this game so far. Hautoko, all the players are getting in support, and you know, ball carrier plus 2 at the breakdown. They're doing their job as well, and obviously the team that gets there first is winning that turnover. Pressure being applied now to Plymouth as the line-out was tapped back. Gisborne going to work now over the ball. Nice one-off runner. Applying pressure close to the New Plymouth try line. Now they're going to spread it wide, but it's an intercept. He's going to run all the way. We'll pick up his number in a minute. This guy is pretty quick. They're not going to stop him. He's going to score the first try under the post. It was just one of those opportunist moments, Jack, where he saw the opportunity and he took it. Ran 60 metres for a great try.
That's right, Kevin. Right place at the right time. And while they were under the pump, I think they'll take that. I'll take that 5 point, maybe 7 now.
Well, we're not too sure who scored that try, but it was a relatively quick player. It's more than likely going to be, I think, Valami Rover. He found the opportunity there, came through and took that ball into 2 hands and raced away 60 metres for a very good try. First points on the board for New Plymouth, 5 points to 0.
You know, Kevin, with what we're seeing at the moment, both teams are really playing well. But it's just that finish mentality. They need to finish well, and unfortunately for Gisborne, New Plymouth got their hand on the ball, and on the other side.
You are right there. The Gisborne team was attacking and looking as though they might put the first try on the board, but you know, New Plymouth came up, saw the opportunity. Well done, Valami Rover. Conversion to come. Jack Wiseman, left foot kicker. Through the sticks, 7 points to 0. The scoreboard says we've been running for 16 minutes. Papa Hatai, 7 points to 0 to New Plymouth Boys High School. It's important now that Gisborne Boys High do not let their heads drop. They were on attack, but these things happen in rugby. You know, they've got to pick it up, get back into that positive state. They've been playing well, and start again. Restarts are important, and applying pressure from here is crucial. Everyone's up in the line. Sean O'Sullivan yet again to take that kick. Yeah, nice little box kick from Harry Fevre there. They didn't regain it though, but applying a little bit of pressure back on the Gisborne team.
That's right, Kevin. You know, the little skills, you know, the kick is only as good as the chasers, and if they had a bit more pressure there from the chasers, maybe they'll regain that ball.
Oh yes indeed, a box kick down the tram lines is a halfback speciality, and the chasers were there, but they just couldn't regather it. Christie into Hihi, trying to find some space in the middle, or it might have been Karana Kiriki Tauranga. Both of those are powerful, good runners with the ball, good ball carriers. Gisborne marching forward. They're being held up, and they've split away in that maul situation. Now they've got to try and get a squeeze ball through to bring it through their backs. Yeah, nice offload there as Gisborne looks likely now, trying to get a few fans on as well. Now they've got a real opportunity. Coming on the open side, they're going to go the short route first. Try and put some pressure on. But just when it was likely that they needed to secure that ball, they probably took it through the middle once too often.
That's exactly right. It was just, I felt sorry for that number 7. He had the ball in his hand. The field was open for the try line, but he just fumbled a little bit.
And he probably wasn't aware that they had probably an overlap on this side here as well, and perhaps the comms from the Gisborne players wasn't enough to alert him to the fact that we do have an overlap here. Let's get it wide. So New Plymouth out of jail on that occasion. They're ahead on the scoreboard, 7-0. They're going to go the short side as far as their exit. Use the ball in hand, kicking behind now. It's gifted it back to Gisborne though. Some good footwork there as he goes into contact. Now we'll head back to the open side, get a couple of big forwards involved. Now we'll bring it to the backs. Good hands there. Drawn pass is needed. He's going into contact. Good crisp passing. That would be Unahihi taking it forward. They go back to the short side. Left and right here. 1-1 as we would say. One left, one right. Trying to keep the ball close to the forwards. Yet again, pick and go close to the line. They're going to try it once again, but he's taken in a good tackle, good smothered tackle. He's put him on the deck. Now they're surging close to the line. Looks like they might be over, Jack. Referee says no, held up. Good attack there shown from Gisborne though. As looks like we have a player injured. Will there be a small break in the game now as they attend to that player, but good attacking structure shown from Gisborne there, Jack.
That was coming from Gisborne. I knew they're capable of that, and the momentum, the recycle, the numbers to the breakdown, and they were just a little bit unlucky with that ball not on the dotted line.
Well, they certainly have the muscle power and they have the skill factor to score, as we have seen. I mean, as I said, the Hamilton game was very close. They've got the Moaska Cup, so they've proven that they can rattle teams and get opportunities to score. Unfortunately, on that occasion, they just didn't get across the line, but they looked likely, didn't they?
Definitely agree, Kevin. They were very, very unlucky from that play there, and hopefully the person that's on the ground is not too serious.
Yeah, it's never good to see a player go down and especially lay prone as he did for a little while and not move. So we just hope that this is not too serious, as the referee has decided, yep, he's okay, he's up on his feet. Looks like that might have been Riley Mitchell. He's a year 11 player, real go-getter at the number 7 position for the team. For a year 11 player in the first 15, he's had an impressive season, Jack, I believe.
Typical number 7 here in New Zealand. He's always on the ball, his nose is not far away, and he's a great tackler too.
So we have a dropout. Goal line dropout. It's nice and high. David Gray into the midfield, into Lee Wahihi. Yes, clearly seen there, picking the ball up in the ruck. Referee correctly identified that, so it's a penalty to the Gisborne team. You can guarantee they'll get field position and try and work their forwards into a rolling maul, and then try and get some space from there. Great kick, 25 metres, far side of the field. Difficult to pick up the numbers with the red on the black jersey, but we'll do our best from this line out. Looks like as they're walking in, the line-outs have been pretty effective so far today also, Jack, but they've got a 4-man line-out going forward. First job is to make sure you get your lifters up and secure the ball, but well done, New Plymouth. And they're going to be a little bit risky attacking from their own goal line, but sometimes that can be the best option if you find space. Now they'll go for a standard exit ploy back to Jack Wiseman and a kick for touch, but there's nothing wrong with trying to spread it wide on your own goal line if you can see there's space up in front of you, is there?
There was definitely a space there. I just think the option wasn't right at that time, but anyway, they got out of jail, and hopefully they can keep on marching forward from there.
Danger is not over yet for New Plymouth though. It's Gisborne to throw, yet again not connecting. I'll be a bit concerned about that. That's the last 2 lineouts. They haven't been able to find their jumper. It's given New Plymouth a chance to get some field position. Rightio, opportunity for New Plymouth here. Little grubber in behind, trying to turn the Gisborne players around. New Plymouth have regathered that ball. Quick hands needed now. Unfortunate Braden Nielsen, one of the quickest guys in the New Plymouth side, just coughing that ball up. He's a long jump and a sprint champion, nationally ranked. He gets the ball into space, he'll be gone. Also Jackson Steele is very quick. They're both very quick wingers. and if they can spread it there, they've got opportunities.
If that ball went to hand, the Gisborne boys are very lucky. They're right there. You know, that one or two last passes, they just can't hold on to the ball to finish off
Turning scrum, but Beattie has managed to clear well. And now to Punahihi, number 12 on the cutback. He's taken the first contact. Now they'll spread into the open. Luke Bidwas, number 8. 3 passes wide now on the short side as they get good drive forward play there as they secured that ball. They're looking very good at the breakdown. Going through the ball and making sure it's nice, easily obtainable for the halfback. Punahihi, he's found the gap, but he's brought down. They're over the ball though, Gisborne. Opportunities now. Good, strong leg drive into contact. Show and go, nice little pop pass to Braith Ingram, the co-captain. But a good turnover, good. Turning it for Gisborne around. He's got to get some support there quickly, otherwise he'll be in trouble. But they have got the support there in time. He got out of jail there, Gisborne. That kicking behind really caught you napping a bit. Gisborne still in control of the ball though. Yeah, very hard luck there, out on the full, but they'll retain the opportunity to kick the touch. They have a penalty.
Even I tell you what, I'm very impressed with Wafalealo and Kevin. The two cops for Gisborne Boys, they're doing a lot of work out there. They're very strong and they look good. That front row look very, very good.
Yeah, they certainly do. They're all year 13 boys, I believe, and you need a good front row in Super 8 rugby. I mean, the scrum is a key contest area, and they're having a good match.
Given the way the game is played, I'm surprised the score is only 7-0 to Boys High. You know, it's very exciting at the moment, and if the players can just concentrate on their handling skills, I think a little more points would be.
Yeah, I agree. The quality of the rugby has been very good, and Gisborne has been a bit unfortunate in their line. Let's just see if they can secure this one. Yes, they have, but it's some tidy ball for their halfback. And, you know, to be fair, New Plymouth have competed well in the line-outs. They've been up on defence very quick. They've shut down Gisborne's space. So, you know, defensively, New Plymouth are playing a good game and just taking away the space that Gisborne would like to have for themselves. And it's made it tough for Gisborne to get that continuity. When they have, they've had some great phases, but there's always been 1 or 2 times when New Plymouth have got in there and stopped.
I think Boys High's set is especially the line out, which is better at the moment. Hence, they've got that front foot forward that's going forward and nullified the opposition from scoring those points.
Rightio, here we go. A couple of wide passes out into the midfield. Good stepping here, fending as well. Nicely laid back. Now they've got a chance to attack yet again. He saw that player had come up defensively, so he went back into contact. Well done, New Plymouth. Turnover though. What's the leg speed like for the Gisborne boy? Has he got the leg speed? He's going to get all the way. Yes, he is. And a good try there from the Gisborne team. Just from that broken play from the turnover, he got in there, snapped up the ball, and he was away like lightning, Jack. Great try.
Like any other loose forward, number 7 there, Braith Ingram. That was really, really good. Good hands on the ball, and then he showed some toe there to get to the line.
Yeah, well, Gisborne will be pleased with that because they've looked likely throughout this game, and now they've got some points to, you know, reward them for the effort they've already put in so far this time. I know it was from broken play, but the speed of that guy, New Plymouth just couldn't get back in, you know, scramble defence and stop him from scoring.
That's exactly right. Like we talked about before, the game is very, very exciting, Kevin. And both teams, if they just hold on to the ball and finish their faces, I'm sure we'll see more points just like now.
Yeah, well, every time you score a try, it's a great confidence boost for your team. You go back into a huddle and you feel so good about it. And, G's everyone up, and the defending team, of course, then have a little huddle and decide, well, how do we stop this happening again?
That's exactly, Kevin. I'll tell you who I'm impressed with from Boys High side. This number 13, Ollie Cole. He's got great size, great step. He's a big boy. And, you'll watch his name.
Yeah, Ollie Cole, second year in the first 15. Yeah, 13 boy. Playing at 13, to Pupu. As we await the kick conversion. It is successful. We have a 7-all ball game, Jack. Running time is 29 minutes on the clock, I believe. It's a 35-minute half. So we've got about 6 or 7 minutes for the first half, but a 7-all scoreline is probably a fair reflection on both teams' effort so far.
Yeah, well said, Kevin. I think so too. They're going toe-to-toe. Great of skill, great passions over there. They just need to, like we talked about before, just minimise the mistake and control that ball.
Oh, great kick-off from New Plymouth. And the pressure is applied. The Gisborne team managed to cough that ball up, so the ref is having time out at the moment to have a chat to one or two players. Don't believe there might well be a sub. Yes, there is. A couple of subs coming on. We can't see their numbers. They're running towards us. Could well be Ian Wong. No? Suwani, Ahoalele. Do you think it's two front rowers, Jack? Could be Ian Wong. No? Well, New Plymouth are trying to boost up their front row expertise and also look towards next year, of course. I mean, these games are important to try and blood some players as you look towards next year's opportunities.
Very true. And I tell you what, I like the size of this Suwani Ahoalele who just came on, tight hit. He's a young boy here, 11, first time in rugby. He's got a league background, but he's got great size, 6'3". He's one solid unit.
Excellent comment there from our director of rugby here at New Plymouth Boys High School. I mean, and Jack, in your role there, you'll be seeing a lot of these young players coming through as well.
Yeah, very true, Kevin. There's a lot of talent there, and we just need to nurture them and coach them well and make sure they're heading the right way.
Okay, as we head to the last 3 or 4 minutes of the first half, it's Gisborne Boys High to have this scrum. Be interesting to see what their exit strategy will be here. Some teams try to spread the ball. Some teams will just take a safety-first approach, have a first contact back to the kicker, clear for touch. Others will do that, but then also spread it wide. So every team has a different strategy depending on their strengths.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Kevin. They are trying to spread that ball, but they're not. Their hands are letting them down at the vital moments.
Powerful scrum from New Plymouth here, but obviously they came in on the angle, front row, I believe. So the referee, we're not too sure of the referee's name. We haven't been given his name, but penalty to Gisborne Boys. They're going to have a scrum, it appears. Interesting call. Or maybe it was a short arm penalty. "32 minutes of running time. 32 minutes on the clock, about 3 minutes to go for the first half. 7-all today. Gisborne Boys versus New Plymouth Boys. Rightio, let's go into the midfield. Tunahihi taking the first strike. Clearly back to their 15, David Gray, and clear for touch. Good exit strategy, pretty comfortable. It's normally guaranteed to give you 30-40 metres.
It was well done by Gisborne. Like you said.
Just while we're waiting through this line out, Gisborne Boys High have produced several top players. Brendan O'Connor, Fitu Douglas, Tui Halafini, Isaiah Walker Liavi. There's some that spring to mind. Jose Kerr, Ricky Gear, Jamison Gibson Park playing for Ireland now, Blade Thompson, Charlie Natai, Craig Clark. They've produced some top rugby players who've gone on and played, for provincial teams and Chiefs teams, in the case of Jamison Gibson Park for Ireland. So they've had some great players that have moved on to good things. Equally so with New Plymouth Boys.
It's a great breeding ground for New Zealand rugby, and Tauranga had a beneficial of that. And there's some great names there that you and I know of those boys very well, and they're doing really well with their career.
And as we also know from the New Plymouth Boys High point of view, Tom Florence, Brad Slater, Caelan Bosher, Lachlan Bosher, guys like that who have come through our system here at New Plymouth Boys High and are applying their trade in the Super 15 competition or the Chiefs region.
Doing very, very well, and there's looking at this performance or this young men in front of us, Kevin, there's some more good players that will come out of this team in years to come.
Also worthwhile to mention at this stage, some of the great coaches that Gisborne Boys High School have produced over the years. They've had some great years in their rugby. Being growing up in Gisborne, I'm well aware of one or two of those coaches and some of the people that have been involved. I'll run it through you now. They've obviously had people like Brian Cairns. We've had people like Dick Glover. With people like Les Barbara, who I believe just passed away recently, Graham Torrey, Kim Harris, Gary Thompson, top people, Tom Cairns, the principal of Gisborne Boys High School. They've all had a huge input into the progress of their players that have gone through the first 15 and gone on to great heights. So well done to you gentlemen. You've done a great job in a small town like Gisborne. Gisborne has had to rely on plenty of sponsorships to travel. They've got to travel to play most of their games. First 15, I don't believe, has played in the local competition for some time, so they always have to travel. They need plenty of sponsors and support, so well done. You've got a great record in New Zealand rugby, and well done to all of those players and supporters of the Gisborne community who support that team.
Well said, Kevin, and I tell you what, there's a lot of gold nuggets in those little places like that, and maybe that's why they're producing a lot of good players, because they don't have the means like all the big communities. So they had to fight for what they have and have that goal to achieve more and more and more.
100% correct there, Jack. And just while we're on the record of Gisborne Boys High School, it must be said that they have actually won the Super 8 competition. They won the Super 8 competition, I believe, way back in 2011. They were runner-up in 2000 and 2006 and 2010. So they've had a great record in the Super 8. Things haven't worked out in the last 2 years for them, result-wise, but they have been a top school that have produced many players who have gone on, as we said before, to great heights. They also have been the top school in New Zealand, the top 4 competition in 2007. They won that, and that allowed them to go to the Yannick's Youth Tournament in Japan, where they got third in 2008. So they've got a superb record of being one of the top New Zealand secondary schools.
Kevin, with some of the names that we've been mentioning before, I'm not surprised that they did really, really well. But, it's ebbs and flow, and I'm sure it won't take long looking at their talent on the field now. It will be in a couple of years before they start getting their game back on track again.
Well, I don't believe they've gone into the half-time break yet, or have they? It's 34 minutes and 20 seconds. It's still injury break. We will be going there shortly, but it's been a very, very good first half, Jack, and we've had some entertaining rugby.
Yeah, I totally agree. Beautiful day today. The boys are putting on the show, and look out for the second half. I'm sure we're going to see more and more tries.
Going back to the New Plymouth Boys High team and what the facilities we have as well to try and get some balance in the commentary, we have a huge impact now with our strength and conditioning program in the old gym. That old gym is set up like a professional weight training environment for our young players in all sports to get the strength and conditioning they need to progress in the game.
You talk about good coaches from Gisborne Boys High School and their province. Now, over here, which is great, but over here in New Plymouth, we have great facilities and we've got plenty of good coaches here too, head by our headmaster, Sam Moore.
I agree. The point I was trying to make, though, is with the strength and conditioning, a big factor in games. New Plymouth Boys High School now have what I believe one of the best strength and conditioning facilities for any secondary school in the country. And so it's a work in progress. They're building up their strength, and we've done well in many sports by having students being able to utilise those facilities, paying a fee, getting coaching in the strength and conditioning and nutrition to ensure they play well in rugby.
Definitely agree there, Kevin. And we've got good people in running those.
Back to the action now as we get a breakthrough from Gisborne. Looking for support. It's coming to him rather slowly. He's going to stay on his feet as long as he can. It's skin to the halfback. It's out to the short side attack. Good foot speed here as he tries to find some space. Trying to catch New Plymouth on the back foot. Good breakdown control of the ball there as they lay it up to the replacement player number 17. He's taking it into contact. Good tip-on pass going out the back door. Back door again. Just when he needed to hold that ball, it was knocked on. But they certainly looked as though they were going to put together a promising attack there. They'll have a penalty now, which, because in a close contact game like this, I wouldn't be surprised if they take the points. They're having a discussion now, but no, they're going to go to the touchline. This will be the last play of the first half, no doubt. So they've decided to go at the scrum. Interesting to see how they use the ball from this scrum. Nonoku needs to be steady. You can see the midfield players calling out to their forwards, make sure we get the scrum steady, hold it. Let's not give us a bad ball to work from. Just set the platform for our backs to run at the opposition. On the other hand, New Plymouth boys, their backline is communicating well as to who they're marking, how they will approach their defence. Will it be a blitz defence or will it be up and out, man on? Let's watch this closely. It'll be the last play of the first half. Gisborne lined out for attack wide. Rightio, here we go. Good steady scrum. Bad pass, but it didn't get knocked on, it was knocked back. But they've had to then scramble here to try and get something, a new structure from here. Slow ball, got to take it forward. Punahihi is the man doing that job. Good strong carry there, but met with a good tackle. Same way attack. Looking for opportunities here. Last play of the first half. Good breakthrough from the loose forward at that breakdown. Through the middle. Now they're going to pump their legs close to the line. Defence is good though. And I believe they've got over the ball. No, the Gisborne team still have it. Yes, they have. And to the delight of the spectators behind the goalpost and the substitutes and the coaches of the New Plymouth team, they prevented an opportunity there going when begging. They got over the ball and got that penalty. Well done.
Yeah, very unlucky there, Gisborne. But on the same time, too, the scramble defence by Boys High was very, very good to come to the game.
Well, there you go, folks. It's half-time here at the Gully. It's a 7-all ball game. It's been a very, very entertaining first half with both teams having some good rugby, some good defence and some good attack. So we'll rejoin you shortly in the second half. Any comments after the first half, Jack?
We like what we saw in the first half, and I think something's brewing up for the second half. And yeah, let's wait and see.
Okay, let's wait and see. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Being a rural school, travel is always a huge cost when playing sport at Central Hawke's Bay College. With the funding from Apollo projects, we've been able to lower travel costs to allow more students to participate in secondary school competitions. Where families have more than one child participating in sport and participating in more than one sport, the financial impact can be huge. Thank you to Apollo projects for the huge difference you have made to our students' participation levels in sport.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This isn't about what we wore back in the day.
we're going to go now. Going once, going twice, no more offers. Scored!
It's about being trusted to get a better result for our clients since 1973.
Whoops, running on empty? Enjoy a 6 cents per litre fuel discount at your local Caltex with Pumped every day. Ah, feels good, eh? Get it at any participating Caltex.
A big thank you to Apollo Projects for providing the funding to have Apollo run this program. Not only for us, but all the other schools. It makes a big difference to get some kids more active. The funding from Apollo has been spread across 14 team trips this year. It's been a big help to them, and they're really appreciative of Apollo for being able to provide it for us.
This isn't an ad about four-wheel drives. It's about knowing the place, as well as the locals.
You found the place. That's a good start. Built by my great-grandfather 20 years ago.
No time to fluff around today? No worries. Just swing into Caltex and pay for fuel with Pay an App to speed on through. Ooh, yeah. Feels good. Use it at your local participating Caltex.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.
That one. Let's throw the ball over there. Ready? Chip kick to the corner.
Go there. I'll go over to my side.
No, one more. Ready? I'll do a lead pass. Behind me. Ready?
Just be smart, be.
Oh, Sean.
Rightio, welcome back. Nāmai, haki mai. Here we are back for the second half of this game. New Plymouth Boys High School against Gisborne Boys High School, being played here at the Gully Ground in New Plymouth. It's a 7-all result at the moment as we have just started the second half. Gisborne in possession from that kick-off. They're setting their first target close to the line. There's a bit of a scuffle going on over here at the close to the touchline, but that's been stopped, and Gisborne coming onto the ball at speed and power. There have been a few strong words, I imagine, spoken from both coaches just to keep the momentum going and cut down on one or two of the errors that have occurred. As the speedster Braden Nelson takes it over to the far side. Good sharp running from New Plymouth here, looking for that channel close to the ruck. Good continuity also. They're taking the ball forward here, looking very promising. Now's the time. They've got an overlap here if they do it well. They've spread it wide. Big boys, the low numbers over here. Number 4 taking it forward. That would have been Ethan Potros as they now spread it. Good midfield attacking position here. Back to the short side we go. Oh, nicely through the gap there. Good pressure, and yes, a great try to start the second half. That'll be one of the locking forwards, I believe. I think the referee has given the try. He's having a discussion now, but I'm not sure if the hand has gone up to indicate the try. Yes, it is. Good start to the second half there, Jack. Some good structure shown from New Plymouth Boys High, some good carries, and they got the result they
That's exactly what they want to do. And like you mentioned before, there's some strong words at halftime we said, and that's the quality and the skill that New Plymouth Boys High have, and a great start by them.
Yeah, well, they certainly set a good structure and got one or two of their speedy players involved and moved it left to right and moved it back into the midfield and then came back again on the short side and found plenty of space and good, work on the ball, good footwork and fend, and nice little offload to put, I believe, one of their lock forwards into the try zone.
It's all about doing the little things right, Kevin. They held on to the ball, numbers were at the breakdown, and recycle it fast, and hence that ball was on the line.
Yes, indeed, as Jack Wiseman now lines up this conversion. Left foot kicker, more difficult opportunity from here, this side of the field. It won't curve towards the post, it's likely to curve away. If he's accurate, it will go through the middle. And yes, unsuccessful there. The kick did curve away to the right, but that's got your Plymouth Boys High their nose in front now, 12 points to 7. That was a great try. The way they put that together, Jack, very impressed. They kept the continuity. They had good leg drive. They got through the middle. They spread it wide. They moved it back. They had most of the players involved.
That's what Gibson were doing in the first zone, Kevin. But now New Plymouth's turning around and do that in the second half, and that's wonderful to see.
Yes, indeed. As Gisborne now kick off. No one claimed that ball. First thing you've got to do after a try is stay on task and receive that receipt, but they didn't do it, but they're still in control now of the football. Looks like it could be a turnover, Jack. It is. Good, strong leg drive coming through from their one-off runner. Yet again, bruising run, getting metres, getting over the ball, using their forwards well, playing off 9. Now they're going to, they've got themselves a penalty early in the second half. Could it be a tap and go, or maybe go to the goalpost? Tap and go it is. Strong run here. They've got to get the support players in behind. They've got them there. Another strong carry. Good latching on with the support. It's on the deck. Stepping back towards the traffic. Getting closer and closer to the try line. Pick and go. They're steadying themselves for the pick and go, and one pass wide. They should be over. No, it's not. This time maybe. Yes, and through the post, a good try. They certainly did what most teams try to do, Jack. They use their forwards initially for 1 or 2 phases, and they're not managing to get through. Just 2 passes wide when the players are turning inwards and looking towards the ruck. And for a great.
Yes, exactly, Kevin. The key there was the quick recycling of the ball on those 2 phases. They got the number to the breakdown.
Boys, you've got to just take it in. I reckon they kept the crowd on their toes. That makes it 12 all yet again. Conversion to come. This tit for tat, both sides having opportunities with the ball, both sides being very, inventive with how they use the ball, spreading the ball to their players they want to get into a space, and it's been a great game. I've enjoyed this so far, as the conversion soon to come.
Exactly, we're seeing something different in the second half, and they try each now in the second half, so there's going to be a lot more coming.
Conversion is successful, so it goes now to a 14 points to 12 lead to the Gisborne team. Just as while they're coming back to kick and restart, this coverage is brought to you by Whakaata Maori in partnership with New Zealand Sports Collective. They have their sponsors Caltex, New Zealand Carbon Farming, Apollo and Bailey's Real Estate. We thank you for your support to allow us to give you Super 8 First 15 rugby coverage throughout this year. It's been a welcome opportunity to showcase, the skill level of secondary school rugby.
Yeah, it's very good, Kevin, and we've seen a little bit of that here today. It's a great day, good weather, good ground, so just need to concentrate on their core skills.
Gisborne looking to attack now out wide as they spread it through their very capable backline. Far side of the field, looking to recycle now, kicking behind, but it's kicked into the hands of Braden Nielsen, the speedy right winger. He's tried to cover in behind, trying to turn the Maori boys, the Gisborne boys around. Ratu Wairuoi has come on for Levi Cameron in the front row for the Gisborne team. Probably coming on at tight head prop.
One more. 9. 6.
Looks like it's Ty Walden has come up. Ty Milden has come on as halfback for New Plymouth. Toyota Milden for halfback has replaced Harry Fever. Penalty at the breakdown there.
Come, tell him come.
What, sir?
He's coming. Braden, come to me! Come!
As we set the scrum, the forwards are Ngā Kawakamura, about to go into their work. Steady scrum is required.
You're on, mate. Go. You're on.
Ready? Ready, 9. Come down.
Another replacement coming on for the Gisborne team. 21 it appears. Could be Jaden Dethea. Gisborne have 4 backs out there on the left-hand side and 2 on this, the short-hand side. They've been matched up equally by New Plymouth. You come to the short side, plenty of space here. Look, good step through the middle. Has he got the speed to go all the way? He's got to look for his support players, and he's finding them out wide. If he hangs onto the ball, that'll be pretty impressive. That was a good step off his right foot. Cut through the middle of the New Plymouth backline. Continuity is now crucial. Gisborne forwards going to the work. Putting the mahi in. Good leg drive. Getting that extra metre, as we say. Pick and go. Another good forward surge. Testing New Plymouth defence. Keeping it close. Everyone getting close to the action now. And plenty of talk out there. Gisborne have the ball though, under control at the back of the ruck. Yet again. And yes, they'll go over. There was good leg drive there. They latched on well. Those 3 or 4 phases close to the ruck. So good forward try there.
Kevin, it's all about control and numbers to the breakdown. You know, those who were there first, they blow over. A couple of other players pick up and they continue, and they roll around and they hence that lovely try. I think it could be the number 8.
Okay, but the forwards, Nata Waka Mua, they scored that pedo, great pedo from the Gisborne team there, and well deserved too. They put some real work in, some mahi, and got across the try line. So that's taken the scoreline out now to a 19. It was 14 and 5, it's 19 points to 12. Kick to come. They do have some powerful forwards, don't they, Jack? And they're certainly getting low and getting the latching on behind and the support to drive them an extra metre or so, and just getting, good front foot ball, aren't they?
Yeah, he's doing the little things right, and that try there was numbers to the breakdown and the low body position, and they drive with numbers to the try line. The same thing with Boys High, we're doing it right, but we're just not holding on to the ball at good pace.
Conversion successful. That's taken the score out to a 21 points to 12 lead at the moment to the Gisborne team. Tauranga region.
Let's go with Philip. Big chase here, Sauce.
It's up to New Plymouth now to see if they can put together some plays. They've looked likely on many occasions.
Get up, Sauce. Go, boys.
Plenty of time left for them to put a good structure together. Joe Kemp, I believe, number 4, took that ball into contact. Good short side surge from one of their big front rowers. Box kick, chase is coming. This could be dangerous if Gisborne can receive the ball. Yes, they have, from a mistake made by New Plymouth. Kick and chase. He's been caught in possession close to the try line. Pressure's coming on now if they can turn over this ball. Gisborne scrambling out. They can make something out of nothing here though. Good speed, good footwork, looking for the in pass. Yet again. Oh, almost. Gisborne have regained the ball. She's held a skeleton stuff here at the moment. They're not going to settle it down. They're still going to try and work hard. Slowing down slightly now as they set up a pod on the short side here. Ball carrier +2 going through the motions. Good ball. Good hands. But the ball has been spilled. Good pressure, New Plymouth.
They needed that because they were looking very dangerous, Gisborne. And that was really, really good. A spot-on tackle by William Rover there in the midfield.
Yeah, New Plymouth scrambled defence there and got back and prevented an opportunity to Gisborne to score again. And so that was very impressive. They managed to get back, stay composed, and then work back with the ball in hand. On the short side, got out of the danger zone with the ball in hand, and they were looking likely.
Very unlucky here for Boys High though. We should have scored that try here. It was just maybe the decision to pass the ball to the wrong person at the wrong time.
So very good constructive comments there from Jack Karifi as throughout this game. Both myself and Jack co-commentating today. This is the final first 15 Super 8 fixture for both teams being played here at the Gully Ground, the famous Gully Ground in New Plymouth. And for a lot of players out there on the field, the Year 13 boys, this will be their final hurrah on this impressive ground, and could be quite an emotional time for those boys. As we come on the short side here now, back to the action. Good crisp passing. Jackson Steele on the left wing here. He's taking it into contact. Kyle Milden as new halfback on the field now.
Get back! Get back!
Penalty to New Plymouth. Penalty to Namudu. Hugh Hamini, they've gone to the touchline. It looks like the New Plymouth side have got two new front rowers, Uta Toriyamana, Tai Ted perhaps, and Ian Wong. He's an international student. They're both year 11 players. Played for the second 15 this year, but they're getting their opportunity now as we get a nice line out take and a drive going forward. Good maul here. Into the back line. Gisborne's defence up strong though, wrapping them up all in all. Short side snipe. Hitting a very solid tackle. But the ball is still available. Milton's through. Good step. Can he find his speedy winger? Yes, he can. Good try there from the New Plymouth side. And it all started from a little snipe around the short side from Ty Milton. And he stepped left and right, and then an outside pass, I think, to his winger, who may have scored in the corner. What's your take on that, Jack?
Great recycling of the ball under pressure from Boys High. The numbers were there from Gisborne, but Boys High held onto the ball, recycled it really well, and spread it to the wing, and hence the try.
Yeah, and great composure shown from Gisborne, shown from New Plymouth there on attack. Remember, they were down on the scoreboard, but they've certainly stayed composed and got back into their structures and played some good rugby, and they deserved that try.
That's exactly, Kevin. They are playing some good rugby, both teams, and it's great to see Boys High bounce back and score that try and stay within the score.
21 points to 17 with the conversion to come. Study and concentration as he comes in and kicks, but yet again off to the right hand side of the post. It's always difficult for a left foot kicker from this side of the field with the wind and so on. Bit of a swirl there. You've got to kind of aim a little bit more towards the left of the post.
That's definitely right, Kevin. But what I want to say is this: what I've seen with the bench when they're coming on both sides, they're definitely adding the energy to both teams, and it's good to see.
It's important you do have energy off the bench. That's why you have these players not being called reserves anymore or subs. They're called impact players, and that's what their purpose is to provide an impact. Come on, a bit of energy and lift the tempo of the players around them, and we're seeing that this afternoon, or beg your pardon, this morning. Knocked down, picked up by Gisborne. Good surge run here from their tight forward. Quick ball is needed, but it's slowed down, giving New Plymouth time to regroup. A pick and go through the middle. Well done, Gisborne. Penalty to Gisborne. Sorry, New Plymouth. Momentum just lost there from the Gisborne side there. They were looking to strike. As I said earlier, it's tit for tat here. Both teams having opportunities with the ball, and both teams showing, you know, all of their the skill level that they have built up throughout the season.
Exactly, Kevin. It's very exciting now in the second half. And the is going to hold on to that ball and do the right thing at the right time. I'm sure they'll come through this game.
Looks like it could even be a 2 or 3 man line out here. Taking it in the middle. And that's something unusual to see, but well done, New Plymouth. You have the ball, you've got plenty of players out here. If you spread it wide, we'll take it through the middle first. But it's been turned over. Has this young fella on the Gisborne team got the legs to get to the whole try line? Yes, he has. Stretched out his arm and over for a good try. Unfortunate for the New Plymouth side, they just made that mistake, and the Gisborne player was right on it, picked it up and just ran 20 metres for a very good try.
New Plymouth had ball in control there, but Gisborne, they fought really hard. They turned it over, and obviously that person had the legs to get to the try line.
Yeah, well, you can't give any team the opportunity if you knock the ball on players. They're all going to be there in the close to the ball. They just pick it up, and there's never anybody close at hand, and they're away. So you saw that on that occasion. Good try, Gisborne. Takes them out now to a 26 points to 17 lead. Not unsurmountable for the New Plymouth team to come back from that. It's only 9 points as the conversion is being lined up.
Levi, listen. Your 10 defenders have got to lock in that 9-41 for the time numbers. That's all he calls it.
Conversion is successful. So that'll take the score out to 28 points to 17. That's 11-point differential. Go. 53 minutes of total running time on the scoreboard. Gisborne now in possession as they set the ruck. Nice little tip-on pass from that pot of 3 as they now set their forwards on the short side here. They're playing off 9. No, they're going to go back. Chipping behind. There's a bit of space there. Player cleanly taken out. Do you see that, Jack? Penalty has been caused. But a good variation there. The players were ready to move up at speed. They had plenty of chases, so they could have looked, a chance to regain it.
That's right. They had the penalty advantage there, so they were trying other options. And if it comes through, it would be. But obviously, they're taking that penalty there. New Plymouth Boys High, they just need to bounce back now, and there's 11 points ahead. So, and they got the skill and energy to get back into the game. They're on the right side of the field, and they just need to win a couple of places and then go from there.
Braves, brother.
This time, Gisborne on the short side, ball in 2 hands, trying to manipulate the defence. The hand is out, advantage to Gisborne as they push forward through their playing off 9 pattern. Nice little tip on there. Forwards are close to the action, nicely recycled. Stepping back into contact, being held high in the tackle. He'll need to go to ground, he has. Chipping behind. Yet again, New Plymouth deemed to be offside, I believe. Getting over the advantage line or getting into an offside position. That's the 2 hupper. Penalty being given to the Gisborne team. So it's a few, how many? to Gisborne. Penalty. Gisborne will draw the corners from here. Try and get their forwards into the rolling maul. Rightio. Gisborne to the line out here. They've chosen a full-man line out. Plenty of movement now. It's gone deep. Not straight. Crucial mistake. It's always a contest at the line out though, Jack, isn't it? Both teams have the opportunity to regain the ball from that set piece, and we've had several times today where the opposition has taken the ball off the throwing in team.
Given I feel like the Boys High just falling off the pace here a little bit, and Gisborne are just picking up their game really strong.
I think Gisborne has actually played quite strongly in the second half, but it's still up to the New Plymouth team now to put together some phases. They're quite capable of doing that. They have this penalty, how many? Yep, the penalty has been given. They will look for good field position here, which they have. So what can New Plymouth do from this line out? They've chosen a short man line out again. Plenty of players out here they can throw the ball to. Players are moving in motion. He almost got through and managed to offload, but not to be. Milton, a little snipe. Nicely laid back there. Quick ball here. Milton looking for opportunities on the short side. Good tip on ball there, but met with great resistance in the tackle. Plymouth looking good though. All passes are crisp. They're out in front. Oh, nice offload. Can he get the final pass? Well done, Braden Nielsen. He's going to score close to the post. Just the speed of that man and his ability to game awareness to get in close. But the try was made with this nice offload. I think it was Ian Wong maybe who made that offload out there to Braden Nielsen to get that try.
I tell you what, they're playing under pressure there, but to get that ball away, it was Owen. Now it's Wafi that got that ball away, and then of course the wing where he's got legs and he got through.
Yeah, good try. That's made the crowd get a bit more excited here for the New Plymouth side. It's now taking the score out to 22 points to New Plymouth and 28 Gisborne. They're creeping back into this match. They get the conversion here. He's all on in the last 15 minutes.
Kevin, New Plymouth is really well. Really, they're working under pressure, but this time they held onto the ball. They make the right decision with the pass stick. And then, of course you love a winger that have toes, and definitely got there.
Yeah, indeed. That's a fun whaka. The conversion is over. Let's put them closer and closer to the Gisborne team. 28 points to 24. Gisborne walking slowly back to the halfway line. They know there's still some work to do to get this victory. New Plymouth seems to have a little bit more urgency to their game in the last 5 minutes. All of their passes have stuck. They've had a real urgency with all of their movements with the ball and on defence. They've upped the tempo a little bit.
I feel, Kevin, I think Boys High need to play the game at the right side of the field, because I feel like in the last couple of minutes or last 5 minutes, Gisborne have been very strong in the forwards.
Yeah, good restart, securing of the ball there with Sean O'Sullivan as Crucial mistake, forward pass. This is a good attacking play out of the part of the field for Gisborne to attack from. "61 minutes on the clock, 35 minutes per half. So that means it's a 70-minute total ball game. It's about 10 minutes to go. Gisborne ahead, 28. Over New Plymouth, 24. Short side attack here. He on the ball, taking it forward. Still playing off 9, nice little tip on, but hit quite strongly in the midriff. There's a breakout here, possibility from New Plymouth. They've got the wheels to do it. Look at that, they're on the short side. Looking for a ball, kicking behind, well done. The chasers are coming. Caught in possession. Gisborne have to get back and regroup, but good counter-rucking from New Plymouth. They have the ball. What can they do with it? No, they don't have the ball, unfortunately. It was turned over. Now there's a chase coming. There'll be some tired legs chasing this ball. I think there's some tired legs out there, Jack. There's been a lot of movement today with this game. And, yeah, especially for the Gisborne side with the long travel, they might be feeling it a little bit.
Exactly, but again, Boys High need to capitalise on that. They didn't. They definitely need that try. But again, the ball went to ground, and hence they're back on the other side of the field.
New Plymouth yet again, they're spreading it wide. Through the middle first. Test that Gisborne defence. Now they'll go the same way, attack. Good crisp passing here. Looking good. Have they got the overlap? They've been stopped in their tracks. Another strong tackle there. Penalty has been given. Few how many? Small break in play now while the player perhaps is getting a little bit of cramp. It's a long trip from Gisborne to New Plymouth, and although they did stop in Rotorua, I believe, on the Thursday night perhaps, and came over on Friday, it's still a long trip that it's tiring for young guys.
There's a lot of rugby and a lot of travelling. At the same time, they are being exposed to what's needed, because they are in the first 15 space at this level. Some of them will probably get into under 19 next year and move on to NPC and so on and so on. But Kevin, I tell you what, I'm very, very impressed with the two front row that Boys High had put on. Ian Wong is doing a lot of work now, and Tualauta, Toremana has been, a bucket of energy since those two came out.
Yeah, well, it's hard to reconcile with the fact that both of these teams are winless in the Super 8 competition. I mean, you're seeing a quality game of rugby out here today on the gully field, and well, so often, as I said earlier, the fact that they've been winless doesn't mean they haven't played some good rugby. I mean, a lot of things can happen in a game of rugby, and a team can break away and you can lose by 7, 8, 15 points, but have played well. And there's been some close games throughout the Super 8 season for both teams. There's been one or two that have got away from them, but there's some quality players in both teams, and they're certainly showing us today.
And quality play today too. I think some of these boys, like we talked about, no pressure, no nothing on today. A wonderful day, and they're just showing immense skill today to get that ball out wide and enjoy the game.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, there is nothing at stake today. There's no trophy on the line. No one's going to move forward into the final of the Super 8 competition. I think it's already been played, but the reality is this game was postponed, and they couldn't play in the original time. It may have been different if it had been played back in the round 5, but they've stayed true to their task and come over from Gisborne to play this game, knowing that there's nothing at stake. It's a 7th and 8th position playoff effectively in the Super 8, and we've seen a great game of rugby, and so well done for the attitude on both teams.
wonderful. And again, for some of these guys, it's all about little steps and setting goals towards the next goal in life. And we're seeing some wonderful skills today.
Okay, 28 points to 24. Gisborne ahead, only by the 4 points. Players looking for an opportunity here as Gisborne takes the ball up through the middle through their strong and powerful Punahi, co-captain. Yeah, they're on the short side, getting those forwards into working from the 9, playing off 9. Forwards going to work yet again. That could be young Christie at first receiver looking for some space. This time we'll go again. We'll put some bruising shoulders on and see if we can test the New Plymouth defence. Taking up the space, which is good. New Plymouth coming up and defending well though. A Gisborne try now may well take it away from the chance for New Plymouth to win this game. Gisborne looking, getting closer and closer to the try line. Good continuity, holding the ball, building their phases. Good stepping through the middle there from their strong number 8. That would be, I believe, Luke Bidwas. This is the time for Gisborne to score. Put a exclamation mark on this game. They're right under the goalpost. The ball secured at the back of the ruck. It'll be a pick and go off to the short side. No. They coughed the ball up. Maybe not. It's a penalty. Penalty to New Plymouth. Good defence there. The Plymouth team got under them and ensured that they didn't get their ball back from that pick and go situation. Well done, New Plymouth. They're defending very well. New Plymouth Muta will gladly clear for touch. There's still plenty of time for them to strike an attack. A try will do it. That's all it will take. Penalty won't be enough. Down to the last 4 minutes of running time. New Plymouth have all their players lined out for attack. Short man line out. Nicely done. First job has been completed. They're trying to break through the middle with Braden Nelson, but he was wrapped up in a very solid tackle. Yep. New Plymouth under a bit of pressure here as they force the knock on. Gisborne will get a chance now. Very good pressure applied there.
Very good pressure, but what I'm seeing at the moment, Kevin, is the physicality of the Gisborne boys is immense. And it's just a wave after wave after wave, and New Plymouth are struggling struggle to get back into defence. But at the same time too, they're really fighting well. They just need to hold on to the ball and get out of the wrong side of it.
Yeah, you're correct on all accounts there, Jack. I mean, the defence has been good from both sides, and the attack has been very physical. You know, the ball carriers have been strong. They've always had the support players close and behind them. Good leg drivers they latch on. And often they're turning the teams around, the defending team. So the defending team has to scramble to get into position to then redefend again, and they're doing it well. Both teams are doing it quite well.
3 minutes is a long time, Kevin. And even though Boys High is in the wrong side of the field, if they can turn the ball over here and spread it right, get into those fast guys out wing, they might be in the game.
Well, they've got players who can run the 100 metres of this field, pretty quick, and they've got two very quick players on both wings, and if they can turn over the ball and get it to those guys, it could still be a game that New Plymouth could win. At the moment, though, it's a scrum for the Gisborne team. They're ahead on the scoreboard. About 3 minutes to go, 28-24. Their task will be to retain the ball, not give it away, build some phases, get in close to the try line, and then go to work. Steady scrum is important though. I believe they'll try to go the open side, Jack. If they come on the short side with only one winger here and spill, or two on two, that's where our speedy New Plymouth players are on this side. Gisborne have the ball. The scrum was screwed. It's at the back of the ruck. They'll try and keep it close. Left and right with their forwards playing off 9, I believe, here. Try and wear down the clock. Try and get some momentum going forward. Secure the ball. Yes, that's what we're seeing. They're going to keep it close. Try and wear down the clock. Just left and right. New Plymouth working hard to try and turn that ball over. If they do, they've got some speedsters who can do some damage, especially from a broken play and turnover. There's no one back here in the Gisborne, defensive line. Gisborne working hard, pushing forward. Good driving maul there. This time they're a little bit isolated. They go the short side, but they get the support players in now. A bit wider on the attack on the short side for Gisborne this time. Getting closer and closer. It's important they hold the ball. Wearing down the clock. Pick and go is needed now. Strong forwards, pick and go, driving through the goal post. Have they been held up? The referee's down on his knees looking. We don't have the benefit of replays or close-up action to decide if that's a try or not. Looks like it's been given as a held up. There's still opportunity for New Plymouth. We've gone over the 70-minute mark. Oh, look at that, a nice little kick and chase regathered from New Plymouth. This is their last chance. They need to spread it, they need to get it wide. They're cutting back through, but they've used the very quick players to do that. Giving it every opportunity now, it's into space. Cutting back inside. And New Plymouth have the final say in this game. Good backdoor play, good wide. 3-on-1. Have they got the legs? This is looking good. Can he get through? No, he cannot. A nice little chopped him down at the legs. That tackle needed to be made, but New Plymouth still have the ball and in control here. Gisborne being forced to scramble back on defence. Look at this, plenty of nice sharp passing here. It's out wide. Chop tackle had to be made, and it was. Pick and go on the short side. Ian Wong driving strongly with his legs. Milden. Nielsen. He's down to the wire this game, folks. New Plymouth looking to attack strongly. They're out wide. Can they get the try they need? Gisborne forced to defend with all of their will. Their tired legs. They shut that attack down there. A penalty won't be enough. They need a try, New Plymouth. Can they get that try they desperately need? Nice little offload. It's getting looked closely. Knock on. It's a knock on. What's the ref saying? No, it's a penalty. New Plymouth have this last opportunity. Will it be a tap and go? Or will they go to the line out? It's a tap and go. That's the best option, I believe. They're pushing hard. They've got a pick and go now. Bringing in the big boys close. What can New Plymouth do to win this game? It could be. There it is. They go again. Defence is crucial for Gisborne, but on the same side, New Plymouth are really working hard to get over. Good body position. Oh, it's been turned over. Gisborne have the ball. All they have to do now is do nothing silly, kick for touch, and the game will be over. What has the referee done here, Jack? There's a game over, I think it is. Gisborne boys are jumping up and down with delight. There's a couple of players out on their feet down here. One assumes that the game is over. There's no further play, so Gisborne will run out. It's not a convincing victory, but it is a victory after all by 28 points to 24. Great game of rugby we've seen here this morning, Jack. Both sides are showing quality skill in all aspects of the game on attack and defence, and New Plymouth trying their best to get over at the end, but not quite, and not to be. So victorious Gisborne side. Your summation of the game?
I think it's a great result. Both teams throw everything at the game today, but I think overall, I think Gisborne was just a little bit on top of Boys High today, and Boys High didn't take their chances. Even that last play over there, we just couldn't string together faces to score a try. But well done, Gisborne.
So there you have it. This is the final match of the Super 8 Rugby First 15 competition for both Gisborne and New Plymouth Boys High School. A victory here on the gully ground to Gisborne Boys High School, who run out winners 28 points to 24. Matiwa, see you later. Noho ora mai rā. Next year we'll be back again, hopefully for some more rugby. Thank you for Kata Maori, and thank you for supporting the channel and watching First 15 Rugby. Cheers.
Schieß mal einfach nur so von hier und guck mal, wie weit du kommst. Nein, pass mal. Reagiert nicht auf die Kraft. Siehst du, das steht einfach mal hier so. Jedenfalls von weit. Den Niemand? Ich treffe aber den Hund jetzt. Sag ihm mal so, das war ja gar nicht von dir heute, oder so. Tschüss. Digga, das weiß ich nicht. Niemals! Sag jetzt so, geh mal. Warte. Schieß mal, niemals. Digga, das. Du kriegst nicht mehr über die Linie. Über die Linie? Doch, ja, ich sag direkt, ohne Rollen. Ja, weil es geht ja gerade darum. Ja, ich gucke.